What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting down with Fresh Out. You know how we do it over here. We got a special guest for you guys here today. You got the homie Damien, aka Lil Wack. He's got a hell of a story, and we're gonna get into it. So, Little Wack, tell the people like where you're from and how you grew up, man.
Well, from Pomona, California, born and raised, grew up majority of my life out there. Right now, reside and live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And my life, I'm gonna say, it wasn't rough. It wasn't bad. It was my choices. You know, I had all right. I had a beautiful upbringing. I just made the choice, the decision to put myself where I was at, but at the same time, can't be mad at that. It makes me who I am today.
So, what was it like growing up in Pomona during that time? Like, what was that back in the '80s? Like, what was it? I
80s.
mean, was it sports or was people like on a lot of drug dealing? I mean, what was it like, man?
Well, man, 80s, crack era. You know, it was a big crack era. So that kind of put the ripple in between everybody, but at the same time, it brought finance to the neighborhoods. Might not been good finance, but it still brought finance. Majority drug deals, and down the line, it started when people start going to war with each other, when hoods start beefing with each other. You know, that right there has made everything go to a whole different dynamics of we really didn't know what we were signed up for. You know.
Yeah, I know. I always remember this quote that I got from a cat that I went to school with, and he was fly. He he never admitted that he was a drug dealer, but he dressed like he was a drug dealer. Always had the freshest clothes on, very well mannered, and he told me, he said, man, if you want to make money, never get into gang banging. He said, so, that way you can make money with everybody. He said, if I want to sell something, I can sell to the Bloods and the Crips. He said,
Hey,
you start putting yourself in that gang banging category. He said, man, you're going to limit the amount of money you can make. And when he told me that, he was like a little bit older than me, and he was kind of telling me that, man. And I always thought about when he said that, and just he was getting a lot of money as a youngster. So was that something that ever crossed your mind, or that you heard growing up, like dudes who were out in the streets hustling?
no, it felt like it was hand to hand with it. Gang bang came with hustle. You know, it never told us don't do this because it's gonna limit you. Because 90% of us started gang banging before we really started hustling. If we was hustling, there was little bitty kid hustles. You know, come up on a few dollars here, a few dollars there. But when you got into that street life, a lot of us at that time in life, we was into the gangs before we started selling drugs, because now these days, compared to back then, kids were starting to claim gangs. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know, so we didn't know no better. We was kids not knowing nothing but this. We didn't understand the hustle. Yeah, we understood this get us this, but we didn't understand doing this without that gets you this. We didn't understand that. Nobody taught us that. They taught us how to gang bang, make you some money to survive, but at the same time, gang bang. Because when you gotta realize the 80s, it was beefs, but it wasn't like scale beefs. Like the end of the 80s, all the 90s, that was like war. The streets was not safe at night, daytime. It was bad, you know. But back then in the 80s, wasn't bad. It was everything's a hustle. You know, people were still fighting each other. Sorry if I went off
Were
topic a
there
little
any
bit.
big homies? No, you're fine. Was there any big homies you looked up to that were in the neighborhood at that time, getting money that influenced you to where maybe you seen something outside of the gang banging, or was the gang stuff more influential, more prominent? Because I, for myself, in fact, you had gang banging, but I remember seeing like my neighborhood had Bloods and Crips and and so I remember seeing a lot of Bloods getting money. I'm like, damn, them dudes get money. They were cool, but you still had the separation. But it was about a lot of people were trying to really just get money.
Well, my hood was, we always had money in my hood. We was considered like little rich Crips in Pomona. Our hood always had money for some apparent reason. Don't know why. But on a hustle game, the money was always in our hood. And no, I learned both. They basically showed me hand to hand on both ends because, like I say, we was gang banging really first. Started off being gang members, claiming the hood in elementary. Junior high, we claiming the hood. Might be our banging the hood, going to other sections. So we're still kids living off our parents' allowances, a little extra little money we come up on. So we never really understood the hustle at my era of growing up because we started at 11, 12, 13, 14. And all we knew was bang the set, rep the set, be down for the set. Dollar wasn't thrown in there to like, if you need some money, this is what you do to get your money, or this is what you do to get your money, or this is what you do to get your money. But at the same time, it was mainly bang the set, because this is a family. This is a group that we need to have each other's back on all aspects of life. So the hustle really wasn't preached too much. It was taught, and we had to learn if you want to be a dude surviving or a dude living. We got the older homies that's getting their money and stuff. Go ahead.
So it's Pomona. Was it like was it like as separated as LA? Because I know when I talk to guys from LA, you go over 2 streets over, it's a whole nother hood. You go another block, it's another hood. So you got to go through 5 or 6 different neighborhoods just to get to school. Was it the same way in Pomona?
Nah, not really, because you'll share a side of town with either one black hood or more 2 or 3 Mexican gangs. So back in the 80s, we didn't have no problem with the Hispanics in the early 80s. We didn't have no problems with them. We was cool with them, and we shared our neighborhoods with them because we grew up with them. Them was our friends. We went to their birthdays. We went to their graduation. We did everything with them. But when the separation between my hood and the Hispanics in my hood, that's where it became like, just to leave out our turf, we had to shoot out. To come into the hood, we have to shoot out. That's where you had that mind frame was, I always stay in the right lane. Just in case something happened, I can make that right and get up out of there, because you can't make a left. You run into traffic, you're done. So stoplights, that's where the California roll come at. We're not stopping at stoplights. We're still gonna roll. Stop signs, slow roll, but we ready to put the gas. Because it got to that point. I'm gonna say 89. It got to that point, and that's when we fell out with the Hispanic gangs. The blacks, one hood in the back of us. Everybody else was on the west or the north. And that's a travel.
Yeah, that's interesting, because like I said, in SAC it was different because blacks and Mexicans and even some whites, we all kicked it. So you would have I have Mexican homies. They someone was claiming they was cripping. They didn't turn into whatever, get involved in the north and south thing till they got locked up. But it was pretty much like everybody from the hood was just a part of the same gang or clique. So it was a little bit different. And I know a lot of dudes tripped out when I was inside in the pen because my cellie was Mexican, but up north it's a different program. Blacks and Mexicans kind of like the relationship was a little bit different. So that's interesting, man. What was the instance or situation that led to getting locked up in the system?
Them decisions. Just thinking this is what I was supposed to do. Part of the contribute to my hood, being that down individual. It wasn't no I had to or needed to. Just, I'm a YA baby. I go back to the YA era. You know, did time in YA, did time in California prison, and then came out here to Nevada, and this is where I did my biggest stretch at, is in Nevada. You know?
When did you hit YA?
1990.
Okay, because I went well, I did juvenile hall in 88, and then I went to YA in 92. But I was lucky because I got to go to fire camp.
Oh,
So, you know, I got to go to fire camp, and then I did my time there. So I went to Preston, and then they transferred me to, I got to go to fire camp, and then I did my time there. But I tell people YA, I don't know if they still have it, man, but YA wasn't no joke, man. I mean,
Gladiator School. Gladiator
the
School.
gang banging in there, I've never seen nobody jump over a chop while he's serving food. He jump right over the line and take off.
Hey, get down when you get mad at with the phrase. Get down when you get mad at. If you mad, get down. Take flight on your enemy. It was on sight. Why?
Yeah.
That was I tell people, that right there was a totally different world. It's either going to make you a beast or it's going to crush you. Because why? There was kids up in there trying to be adults, but with a kid mentality. We jumped into an adult role in jail because they treat us like we're in prison. Why? Nothing but a youth authority, small prison. So they treat us the same rules they go in prison affects us. I did 4.5 years. Went there at 15, got out going on 20. You know? And it was like nothing. I was like at day camp or something. Even though always fighting, been in a hole multiple times, you know, and bounced around, you know. Why? That either gonna make you a beast or it's gonna crush you. I hate to say it like that.
What is something you could remember back doing time in YA and you were like, damn, you know, because a lot of youngsters they have no idea, but like why? I mean, I remember, I can remember people going up in that laundry room, and they call it the Thunderdome. You know, you get up in there, man, and you got to handle your business. You can't get if you get called out, you got to handle your business. It ain't no getting around it.
No, I learned how to fight in a duck walk position. And why? Because we was in the bathroom. I was in El Paso de Robles. And the bathroom is about this high of a wall and the rest is glass so they can look in there. So that's where we wouldn't caught our fades at if we couldn't get to a cell. We'd go in the bathroom real quick. And we fought below the partition that the glass sit on between the wall. And it was about this high. And we had to squat in a duck position and you would sit there with the dude and y'all just be just doing this with each other until a person's down. And it is what I mean, promise you, that was like, what the, who does this? Who learns how to fight like this? Who learned how to fight 2 or 3 people at the same time? Because you said something, I just take off on everybody. Who does that? Why do that to you? You know?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I think why also I didn't really on the streets, I didn't really see the type of separation and racism until you start getting inside that system. And that's when you started seeing, because you can't talk to the white boys, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't work out. I mean, it was a lot of rules, man, and a lot of that racism, like people say California, being liberal, but as far as in jail, the most racist, all the big race gangs came from California.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed. Yeah. A lot of California structure come from jail. A lot of that street life structure, the way they moving, the way mentality thinking, it comes from jail. Because like the Mexicans say, you a Southsider on the streets, but when you go to prison, you become a Sereno.
Yep.
Like, wow. So if you never go to prison, you can't claim saying you're a Sereno, you're a Southsider. So that right there lets them know that's a badge of honor, which is not. It's stupid. You know, we
Yeah.
thinking you ain't down unless you've been in jail and you proved your because that's where it really counts at. Keeping it 100. Anybody can shoot. Anybody can shoot and kill somebody. You could jump a person with 15 people jumping on one person. That could be done. But when you get up in that jail cell, in that system, it's you. You have nothing but you. It's either gonna be you're gonna be a man or you're gonna become a mouse. You know?
Yeah.
And then going to prison, like you say, it's so much separation. It's like, damn. Damn. Excuse my language, no mean to cuss it. It's like, why you hate me so much? You know, I can understand if gangs are beefing with each other, that's between the gangs. But when it's a race, like, why you hate me so much? You know, I don't get that part. But now I'm seeing you want to be me so bad. Because now you hated my people throughout the system and throughout growing up. And now your people is calling themselves us. They're using the N-word now. Like, wow, throwing me off with this one. You know, like I say, biggest time I did was out here in Nevada. You know, I went to jail 2004. 2004 went to jail, and I didn't get out till February 2019.
Damn. What'd you do to stretch out there for?
Plethora of things. Armed robbery, kidnapping, attempted murder, trafficking. Yeah. So they had me on that. Hostile takeover.
How would you? So that experience with it, with that experience that you had in Nevada, did you come out there for a change, or was that mentality? Was that something that spilled over from your activities in LA? You figure, hey, I'm gonna go take it out here and be an entrepreneur with it. What brought you actually out there? Was it the crime, or was it just you fell into some shit?
Okay, for one, Pomona, LA, two different cities. Everybody do that to us. I came out here for the crime. I came out here for the money. I came out here to, I'm a quote unquote, to bring up their crime rate, to cause havoc to their society, because I didn't come out here with the good intentions. I came out here with that mentality with, I'm finna come out here and I'm finna bring all this stuff out here, do whatever it is I did out there, I'm gonna continue doing it out here, just at a different scale, on a broader stage. You know, and it just happened. I got caught up, and everything in the back finally caught up on me. You know, and they gave me 12 years to 52 years out here. That's what I took a deal for.
Damn.
That was my deal. They was offering me, they came at me with 144 years in the beginning. And just fighting and dealing with it, going through the little process. It finally came down to, hey, take this 12, no less than 12, no more than 52. And I did 15 years and 26 days off of that.